Well, howdy partners. Welcome back to these here parts. I'm sorry. I can't do that. I'm so sorry. Welcome back to the channel, Den members. I hope you're all having a great week. Today I wanted to do a little review on a very simple firearm that I bought early on in my firearm collecting career, if you can call it that. That firearm being the Ruger Wrangler 22 long rifle revolver. I can already tell you this is going to be a very short and sweet review because honestly, there really isn't that much to say about this gun. The long and the short of it, this is a great, cheap little revolver. Honestly, this firearm is perfect if you are on a budget, you want a simple little handgun, you want a gun that you can train individuals to start shooting. It is a no frills, very durable, very accurate for, you know, a 22 long rifle revolver. Hey! 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 It is just a great little inexpensive firearm. And I know I'm breaking format here. I'm giving my final impressions at the beginning, but I really felt like I just needed to lead with that for a change. In my humblest opinion, you are not gonna go wrong with a Ruger Wrangler 22 revolver. Now, before I get into the rundown and the breakdown on the Ruger Wrangler, I just want to do two things. First, and I'm gonna get in close to the camera here, pop the side out here, and we're gonna check the cylinder. Rendered safe for all you safety Karens out there. We caught another one on one of our older videos. I'm not going to tell you which one, but it was kind of funny. Don't be a safety Karen. I know this isn't exactly a high budget YouTube channel, but we clearly care about what we're doing here. We're making sure our guns are empty. Secondly, full disclosure, I have absolutely no relationship with Ruger firearms. I bought this Ruger Wrangler with my own money a few years ago. I am not being compensated or paid for this review in any way, shape, or form. I am doing this of my own free will. It is my own unbiased thoughts about the Ruger Wrangler, and that about covers it. Actually, there is a funny anecdote, at least to me, from when I went to buy this at my local sporting goods store. Talking to one of the salesmen, I said, you know, I really just want to get a Ruger Wrangler. I want a simple little revolver. And the guy just stops and stares at me for a second. I say, what? He says, please, for the love of all that's holy, tell me you don't want this as an everyday carry. I was a little bit taken back, and he breaks a smile and he says, the only reason I'm asking, because I no longer can assume anything. He said about an hour before I showed up, another gentleman came in and bought one of these, and as he was leaving said, I'm really glad I finally have a concealed carry gun. If you're in the market for a firearm for self-defense, for conceal or open carry, please don't get a 22 revolver. So back to the Ruger Wrangler. As I said, this is a very simple 22 long rifle revolver. It has a 4.6, 4.7 inch barrel with a 1:14 twist rate. Something I didn't know at the time of purchase. It is a cold hammer forged barrel, so that is great for durability. For sights, you have a blade front sight and just an integral rear notch. Very simple. Underneath the barrel, you have the extraction plunger, which lets you eject the spent casings out of the cylinder. The cylinder, as with most classical revolvers, holds 6 rounds. The trigger is actually pretty decent, and to be clear, the Wrangler is a single action revolver, meaning you have to cock it each time you want to shoot it. It is not a repeating revolver where you just pull the trigger and it self cocks each time. But you can still do that kind of cool thing you used to see in the cowboy movies. I'm going to put a dummy round into the cylinder. I don't like to dry fire 22 long rifles. Cock it. There's absolutely no play right there. And then it's just pull it through. That's about a 4.5 5-pound pull. That's a solid trigger for what that gun is. And lastly, you have the hand grip. You know, when you're first looking at the revolver, it looks a little small, but the way it's shaped, I'm holding it like this so you can't see it. Fits my hand very well. It's not uncomfortably small. There's a joke there. When I did the video on the Mark IV, I called the teardown of the Mark IV its party piece because it was very simple. The Wrangler comes in pretty close behind that as far as simplicity is concerned. You would first open the load gate. You would then come to the other side and depress this pin plunger here. That will allow the base pin to come out. That in turn will allow you to remove the cylinder. And there you have it, a torn down Ruger Wrangler. To reassemble is just that process in reverse. Make sure the cylinder's in the right way. You can't put it in the wrong way, but if you're trying to put it in the wrong way, you're gonna get frustrated if you're not thinking. Now, while we're talking about the functions of the gun, to unload the spent casings, as I said earlier, you just open the load gate here. You would then go one by one through the cylinder using the plunger to extract these spent casings. But that about does it for the functionality, the teardown of the gun. So why don't we just talk about how it shoots? I'll tell you, for a 22, it is pretty loud. But then again, it is a revolver, so it's going to be a little louder. I really do enjoy shooting the Ruger Wrangler. It is very accurate at 20, 30 yards. The recoil is never going to get to you, and you can spend all day shooting it and not spend a small fortune. However, your thumb might actually get tired of cocking the hammer. So again, as a recap, I really do like the Ruger Wrangler. I've seen the Wrangler go anywhere from $200 to $260 depending on where you live. That is a very low price. For me, this is just a fun firearm to take to the range, especially when I go out with friends that are less experienced. But I think that's gonna do it for this video. Like I said, this is gonna be a shorter review for a very simple gun. I've been wanting to do a video on this for quite some time. I just haven't gotten around to it. It is a very popular revolver, and I can see why. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I have absolutely no regrets in purchasing this. That's going to do it for this video, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider hitting the like button, commenting down below, and hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notifications on future content. Go follow us on Instagram and X, and as always, don't take life too seriously, and make it a great day.